Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a fluffy ginger cat named Rudolph. Rudolph was known to all the villagers for his curiosity and kind nature. He loved wandering around the surroundings, climbing trees, and playing with children. Every day began with new discoveries and adventures for him. One warm sunny day, Rudolph decided to venture into the forest that bordered the village. He had long been curious about what lay beyond the dense wall of trees and couldn't resist the temptation. When Rudolph crossed the forest's edge, he felt the coolness and silence envelop him. The forest was mysterious and alluring, full of unfamiliar scents and sounds. Rudolph walked further and further, enjoying every moment. He saw a squirrel nimbly jumping from branch to branch and even glimpsed a rabbit. But as the sun began to set, he suddenly realized that he was lost. The trees all looked the same, and the path he had taken had disappeared. Night fell, and the forest plunged into darkness. Rudolph sat under a large tree, curled up, and pondered his situation. He was alone, far from home, without food or water. From time to time, he heard strange noises that frightened him. But he knew he needed to stay calm and wait for morning to try to find his way back. Rudolph spent the night in restless anxiety, his little heart pounding at every rustle. Despite his fear, he fell asleep to the sounds of the nocturnal forest. Waking up early in the morning, Rudolph felt the first rays of the sun breaking through the tree canopy. He stood up, stretched, and decided to continue his journey. He had two goals: to find food and water and to try to find his way home. As he walked through the forest, he noticed a bush with berries. Without hesitation, Rudolph devoured several berries, which gave him strength. He walked further and soon heard the sound of running water. Finding a small stream, Rudolph drank and felt his strength return. Continuing his search for the way home, Rudolph met an old turtle named Gertrude. She was slowly crawling along her path and noticed the little cat. "Gertrude, hello, little one. You look lost." "How can I help you, Rudolph? I got lost in this forest and can't find my way home." "Gertrude, don't worry. I know this forest like the back of my hand. Let me help you." Gertrude turned out to be very wise and kind. She showed Rudolph how to navigate by the sun and stars, told him about safe places in the forest, and even introduced him to other forest dwellers who could help. With the help of his new friends, Rudolph began actively searching for the way home. Every day, he, along with Gertrude and other forest inhabitants, explored new paths and landmarks. They met hedgehogs, foxes, and even an owl who knew all the secret paths in the forest. One evening, as they were resting after a long day of searching, a bird named Robin flew to them. "Robin, greetings. I heard you're looking for the way home. I can help. I often fly over the forest and see the village. Follow me tomorrow morning." The next day, Rudolph, Gertrude, and Robin set off. Robin flew ahead, indicating the direction. They overcame many difficulties, but by noon, they saw the familiar outlines of the village in the distance. Rudolph was overjoyed. He thanked all his new friends for their help and invited them to visit whenever they wished. Robin and Gertrude gladly accepted the invitation, promising to visit him. When Rudolph crossed the forest boundary and stepped onto the village land, his heart was filled with joy. He heard familiar voices and saw his friends and owners who had been searching for him. Everyone was happy to see him alive and well. After his adventure, Rudolph appreciated his village and friends even more. He realized that home is not just a place but the people and creatures who care about you. He remained curious and brave, but now always returned to his friends to share his adventures. Rudolph also frequently visited the forest and his new friends. He brought them tasty treats from the village and spent time with them, exploring forest trails and enjoying nature. Thus, Rudolph found not only a new home but also a new family consisting of friends from both the forest and the village. His life became richer and more interesting, and he knew that now he always had a place to return to.